Recording in progress.
not playing very well right now.
Yeah.
They're playing against the Nuggets, who are a tough team to play. But
Yes,
we
they are.
beat them. We beat them in Denver. I don't see why we can't beat them at home.
Does Spike Lee still go to all the Knicks games?
So what's crazy is I was looking on the sideline for him, and I ain't see him. He usually does, especially the games that are televised, like this one is. And oh no, he's down there. I see him. There goes the orange hat. He's there.
He's there.
He's there. Everything is right in the world.
Yeah.
So you know who's become a big person that's there?
No.
Tracy Morgan.
Hmm.
Right? So Tracy Morgan has always been a Knicks fan. Always been a Knicks fan. He used to be in the games. And I swear, since the accident with Walmart, his seats has gotten really close. Right?
Yeah. What? So what happened? I don't know what happened with Walmart.
Oh, so Tracy Morgan is absolutely filthy rich. You may never see him do another show again.
Yeah.
So he was in a limo. He was driving his limo, and a Walmart truck driver fell asleep behind the wheel and destroyed this vehicle. This was probably 10 years ago, maybe. Destroyed the car. The driver of the limo died. Tracy Morgan was severely injured, had to relearn how to walk again. And
How did I not know this?
yeah. They sued. He's of course sued, right?
Yeah, as you should.
And he never admitted, he never said publicly what he got,
Sure.
right? But he has said that the number is 9 figures.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
So like $100 million minimum.
Plus. So Joe Buttons on his podcast recently said that he was at a Knick game and he saw Tracy Morgan, and Tracy Morgan walked up to him and said, "Do you know what an $800 million person looks like? Me." And the thing is that they said is that, so what's crazy is they settled, both people settled.
Mhm.
The guy's family who died, I think they got like $5 million.
Mm.
Tracy Morgan got upwards to 9 figures, probably 500 mil plus, because at the time of the accident, he had movie deals. He had a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
So he couldn't do any of that. So all that potential lost wages, his show could have only lasted 1 season, but we don't know.
Because he never got to do it. Yeah.
Because he never got to do it. So due to potential lost wages, the amount of money that Walmart settled for him just grew. And since then, his seats have gotten really, really close.
I'll blame him. Man, if I was in this situation, I mean, like, I don't want to get, sent to a near-death situation, but if I came out of that with generational wealth, I'm not working again if I don't have to. And I'm sitting at all the games that I want to very closely.
Yep. Yeah, they showed him a picture of, he's got the do you remember the Ghostface Killer eagle?
Yes.
He got his own now. He's got this big gold eagle on his wrist now.
He's got foolish money, that's why.
He's got foolish money. And he's like the person that you don't want to have foolish money, in my opinion, because he's already kind of crazy.
He was already foolish to begin with, right?
He's kind of crazy.
That's just like exponentially foolishness.
Foolishness when really knows no bounds. Because he's probably got accountants. I don't think he's dumb.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So foolish being like he just likes to do dumb things, but I don't think he's a dumb person. So I bet he's got an accountant. He can't spend all the money he's got.
No.
So he could buy. He was like, accountant, can I buy an eagle? He's like, yes,
big gold eagle. Yes,
you can afford this eagle, Tracy. But yeah, I was
the first question is does the eagle fly? Is it a living eagle?
Because I don't know. As long as it gets that. So.
Yes.
He's like, no, it's a gold one. It's got diamond eyes, and it's about this big. It is huge. It's bigger than Ghostface Killer's eagle.
Are they having an eagle off?
I don't know. It's like I can imagine that the minute he saw Ghostface Killer with that eagle, he says, I want that one day in life. Like his whole success could be dedicated to saying one day, I want that.
I
And
have a
when he got the
Ghostbusters killer.
money, his goes almost like his entire forearm, not like the wrist thing. It's huge. It's
That's
absolutely
wild.
huge. But yeah, that's what happened to Tracy Morgan. And I always feel like, man, the family of the driver who actually lost their life didn't get as much as Tracy Morgan.
Yeah.
But Tracy Morgan was able to say lost wages, and
I'm sure it's all like relative, right?
yeah. But yeah, he was doing a show. He had a show on TBS that was in his first season. It actually did well.
I vaguely
Like,
remember it. I don't remember what it was called, but I vaguely remember it.
and he only had one season. Not because it got canceled. He couldn't go back to doing it.
That explains a lot. Like, why haven't I seen Tracy Morgan doing anything? But not like I think about it regularly, but like it's like brought it up. You're like, oh, what's that guy up to? Well, I never knew. I had no idea. I don't even know how that like missed my radar at all.
It's been a while. It was happened. Like I said, he's healthy now and he's moving around. But yeah, he was coma and almost didn't make it. Had to learn to walk again, kind of like that.
How did I not know this? This is that's bugging me. It's bugging me more that I didn't realize that this happened more than that it happened. So I don't know.
Let me try to see exactly when it happened. Suffered multiple broken ribs, a shattered femur, broke every bone in his face. He remained in a coma after the accident for 8. Oh, this says he helped him get $90 million settlement, but he has said I've heard them say he's never said how much it is, but he has said it's like 9 figures.
That's insane. It's a lot of money.
Yeah. 2014. Yep. So 10 years ago.
Wild. There are probably multiple lawsuits involved with it too.
Yeah.
Walmart and insurance and all this other stuff.
It said, wait. This is why I don't trust this. Oh, no, it's a personal injury website, is it? It says broke every bone in his face.
Yeah.
That's how many bones? You got a skull, jawbone, nose.
Nose isn't a bone though, so you got that.
Not. It's not. It's just like so. I mean, the coccyx, the ear bone, like
like the anvil and the
yeah. He's got it's a skull, right? Like a fractured skull. Is that the same as every bone in your face?
I don't know. Well, if I go to Celebrity Net Worth, which I'm sure is super accurate, it says he's worth $70 million.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was 90 million, but yeah. I heard it was a nine figures. I guess 90 is close to 9. It happened on my birthday, June 7th, 2014.
Wild.
Mm-hmm.
So it says there are rumors that the settlement was 90 million, but Morgan's lawyer has denied it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot. But yeah.
Well, it's too bad that happened to him, though. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Harland, did you watch any football this weekend?
So
it feels like this weekend's games were like 2 years ago already.
So I'm gonna tell you what. I said, you know what? I'm gonna go on. First game is the Eagles and the Commanders game.
Yep.
I'm gonna play some video games and I'm gonna have it on in the background. Right? Actually, had it on right next to me, and I turned it on. Not after the drive. I was watching it on my phone with the Washington's first drive.
Yes.
Like, okay, they're struggling. They should have got it. They went for it on 4th down.
They went for it on 4th down like 3 times.
I was like, okay, they're doing it. They get 3 points, right? So I was like, okay, this is a game. I turn on the game.
And they're down 7-3?
To watch Saquon Barkley. I didn't watch the kickoff. I didn't watch the return. The first thing I saw when I turned it on, and I am not lying, was them hand the ball off to him and go for 77 yards. That's the first thing insane. I saw.
It was insane.
Oh, I could stop watching, but I did. I kept watching because Washington was coming back, and the turnovers is what was getting me in that game.
Yeah.
Every drive that they had was was being stopped. And at some point, it was happening almost immediately. Fumbles. There was a lot
they had a
of
fumble
fumbles.
and a kick return. They had a fumble on a reception.
Yep.
I think Jane Daniels ended up throwing an interception in there somewhere too. The Eagles just destroyed the Commanders.
But it wasn't that bad until like the second half. It got really bad.
It was 27-15.5.
Yes, and it should have been closer.
Maybe I don't know. Like
they go for a 2-point conversion that takes the lead to like 2. That the Eagles was only up by 2, I think.
Well.
And then the turnover happened. I'm like, oh, they're gonna come down, they're gonna score. Turnover happens. They go down and go for it. And then I think they go for 2, get the 2-point conversion. Now they're down 10. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah. This is rough. But I didn't think it. I didn't. The first half was a lot closer than what the score said. The second half was absolute domination.
It was 55-23. That didn't even feel that close.
After the second half, I stopped. I think I saw one more turnover, and I said I cut it off.
When you lose by 32, and that feels closer than what the game was, it's not. It wasn't good for them. The Eagles just flat out. The Eagles defense minus like a drive was just all over and just dominant. The Commanders, everything they did looked hard.
Yeah.
They had that first opening drive was 18 plays. 18 plays for 3. They didn't get in the end zone.
The thing about it is like it felt like they would march the ball down the field, but Eagles would get something timely. Whether it's like a sack on first down, making it 2nd and 18. And you're like, oh, that's going to be hard to get back from 2nd and 18. Even though they were having good drives, but one sack at like a really bad time for 6 or 7 yards pushed them out of it.
Yeah.
And they start marching down the ball down the field, and then a fumble happens, and that ruins the drives.
Yep. That Eagles team is really good at punching the football out.
Yes.
Doing that peanut punch.
Yes.
And I saw this today, and I wanted to bring it up. Let's see. Where was it? The Eagles put together a tape of every peanut punch from Peanut Tillman's career, and they used it as a teaching tool. I got to find it on here. Maybe it was on the Bears subreddit. Yeah, the Eagles coaches and players watched every peanut punch from Charles Tillman's career. Nick Sirianni had Patrick Dolan, the VP of Football Technology, put the loop together. So they trained off of the originator of the peanut punch.
Mr. Peanut Tillman himself.
Yes, Mr. Peanut Tillman himself, who should be a Hall of Famer, but maybe one day he will be.
Let me ask a question.
Yes.
Like, do you need a tape? Put fist on ball. And there's multiple directions you can put fist on ball. You can come up with it from behind.
Yep.
Come down with it.
I think there's an art to it because everybody tries it, but like it's like the tush push. Like anybody can do it. There's just like a level of I don't know to it. But whatever, they punch the ball out consistently, and they always have one guy constantly punching at the ball.
Which you should.
One guy to wrap up, 6 guys to sit there and punch at the ball.
What I was almost shocked at, fumbles happen a lot in the NFL.
Yes.
But fumble recoveries by the defense, it happens less.
Yeah.
Like, they seem to always get every fumble.
Yes.
It happened in the game against the Rams.
Yeah.
But every fumble they punch out, they get.
That dude,
it bounces to them.
Zach Bond is like on every fumble. Or he's involved in every fumble. He's either knocking it out or covering it up. I don't know how he's always there.
How did you get there? Like, it never seems to work out for any other team.
Yeah.
Like, you caused the fumble. Quarterback got the ball back.
Yeah.
Right? No, not when they fumble.
Nope.
When they hit you, you don't get the ball back.
The ball just like remember like old football video game technology when you had the little vacuum where
you can watch it go straight to the
Yes. That's what happens with them. Yeah, that game I cackled. I laughed out loud when Saquon took the first play 60 whatever yards.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a thing, and I wish I would have saved it. He has the most 40-plus yard plays from scrimmage ever in a season.
Won every game. I would imagine 17 of them.
Yeah, he's got a ton. He's got a ton of them. It's a foolish number. He is on pace to have the single greatest running back season ever. If they win the Super Bowl,
it is.
He will have the greatest running back season ever, and it's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely nuts because he'll have the most. He's 3 yards away from having the most scrimmage yards in a season, including playoffs. So 3 from there. He's like 100 away from having the most rushing yards in a season. I gotta find the thing. I'll look it up. I'll scroll while we talk. But it was like a bonkers amount of things.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Spags how they address that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested in seeing it because if anyone could do it, it's Spags.
Yeah.
So I saw something of what's his name? What's their defensive end? Jones.
Chris Jones. Yeah.
Chris Jones said the Chiefs will continue to win.
Yep.
As long as nobody hires Steve Spagnuolo as a head coach. Yep. That is what he said. He said we will continue to win as long as he's the DC, basically.
Yep.
And I'm like, I remember those days. He was really good. He was really good.
All right, so here's Saquon. He's 3 yards away from having the most scrimmage yards in a single season. He's 30 yards away from having the most rush yards in a single season. He has the most 60-plus yard touchdowns of any type of any player in a single season. He has the most 60-plus yard touchdown runs, 7, of any player in a single season, and almost double the previous record of 4. He has the most 60-plus yard touchdown runs in a single postseason game. He had 2 against the Rams. With 100 yards in Super Bowl, he would have the most 100-plus yard rushing games in a season. Currently, he is second in odds to win the Super Bowl MVP. If he wins the Super Bowl...
Wait, you can't... I guess this is a betting thing. Okay, yes. I guess I'm like, wait, what?
So I'm imagining it probably goes Mahomes, then Barkley.
Uh-huh.
If he wins Super Bowl MVP, he will have had the greatest single season running back history. It has. If that happens, he will eclipse all of the possible records. I don't. Man, it's insane. It's just insane to think about all that. But yes, if anybody can stop him, I'm going to imagine it's Spagnuolo and his defense.
Yes, which then leads us to the game of the. Allen, which I'm gonna let you know something. I'm going to let you know something.
Yes.
I didn't watch any of it. I do not. There's something about watching a Chiefs games now. I don't like them.
It's very frustrating to watch Chiefs games.
I don't like them. So I try not to watch them as much, but I'm definitely going to watch the Super Bowl, and I'm definitely rooting for the team that's not in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I understand that.
But I'm at this point right now.
Mm-hmm.
If Philly wins, I'm not too upset. I'm rooting for Saquon Barkley.
Yeah,
I am 100% on his side.
Yeah.
Right? Rooting for him. Do I want the Eagles to win? I do not.
I understand. I understand.
But, and if they don't win, I'm going to go nana boo boo to every Eagles fan I know. I don't care.
Yes. So on one hand, you got Saquon getting a ring. Probably if the Eagles are
the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame. If the Eagles win the Super Bowl, you can punch Saquon's ticket now. The rest of his career means nothing. He could end his career right now. I think he'd be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, it'd be that Terrell Davis sort of.
Yeah, it would be looked at as what would he have done if he wasn't always on the Giants, right?
If he didn't spend the first 6 years on the Giants?
If he didn't spend the first 6 years on the Giants, what would his career be like? And that's enough will get him to the Hall of Fame. Speaking of Hall of Fame, I'm wearing my Eli one just to bring some positive energy because the Giants got to get something. I think next week. I think it's the off week of the
Oh,
Super Bowl.
we'll see. What's this week is the off week of the Super Bowl.
It is. It is. But yeah, because I think it'll probably happen either sometime this week or sometime next week during media.
Yeah.
The media run up to it. But yeah,
we'll see. Yeah, we'll see about that. But Saquon, if they win the Super Bowl, I think he gets another like $250,000 bonus or something like that.
Yeah,
and to bring to bring his like total salary to like $13 million. If that is not the biggest steal in free agency history, I don't know what is. The biggest. And I saw a thing today where let me go to the New York Giants subreddit. Saquon Barkley turned down 2 higher offers to sign with the Eagles.
Yes. One of them I think was the Texans.
They're speculating it's the Texans and the Bears. Yeah,
and the Bears.
Because if you remember, Joe Shane said during the probably first and only season of Hard Knocks front office, he said, "I think the Bears are just trying to run up the number." Is what he said. So I don't know. I'm glad the Bears didn't sign him because he would have been absolutely wasted. He would have he would have regretted signing with Chicago the entire time if he would have signed with the Bears. This season, God damn it, even Saquon being amazing wouldn't have saved Eberflus. It wouldn't have saved this season.
I believe me, I know.
So I'm glad he went to the Eagles because we got to see this season.
It was the smartest thing he could have done.
Yes.
Fans be damned.
Yeah.
And I know he probably called the Miles Sanders, who was his backup running back in Penn State.
Yeah.
I was like, how's playing for the Eagles? Man, it was really good. I wish I'd have stayed.
Yeah. I wish they would have re-signed me, but they didn't offer me any money.
But yeah, Miles Sanders averaged 5.2 yards a carry. He was like, if I can average 5.2, you could.
Yeah. The only place that he could have done better at, maybe, would have been in the Lions offense, but they didn't need anybody.
They didn't need anyone.
Could you imagine Saquon in that offense this last year? It'd been nuts.
The thing about it is, I'm just amazed at how what's their quarterback, their OC Kelly,
Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore, how fast he changed his offense. I have to give him credit for that because they were not going to be the run heavy offense. Kellen Moore's a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I know he wants to throw that ball.
Yep.
It was after the bye week, they said, no, we're just going to hand the ball to Saquon. And they probably looked at Saquon, can you take it? I think I can.
Yeah.
All right.
Why not? Yeah.
I'll tell you when I can. And Saquon is known for just going, take me out the game right quick.
Yeah.
And he'll sit out a series or two. It doesn't matter to him.
You know what's
as soon as I come back up,
is when he does go out and Gainwell comes in. Gainwell's really good too.
Every running back is good behind that offensive line.
Gainwell comes in and he does numbers. And then at the end of that game, they're like, okay, we're going to sit all of our starters. They had their like fourth running back out there, and he busted a 70-yard run, which should have been a touchdown, except for he's white and got tired.
So when watching the Eagles play for the last couple of years, they used to have a running back who was like 5'7".
Mm-hmm.
Scott, I think is his last name.
I don't even know.
He's a giant killer. He was their third running back off the bench. And he has, for a career, like 10 touchdowns on the Giants. It's like that's how I feel about the Eagles running backs.
Yeah.
It didn't matter who they had back there, they were going to kill you. I hoped and I prayed that without Kelsey, things would slow down. And I'm hoping that Lane Johnson retires. I'm hoping, I'm praying. I've been saying this for years. There have been people that I've wanted to see retire for a long time because they were giant killers. One was Jason Witten. When Jason Witten retired, I was very happy.
Yes.
Because all he did was torch the Giants every chance he got. The other is Kelsey and Lane Johnson. I've had to see them in the Eagles uniform for 10 plus years, and they have crushed us for those 10 plus years because we can do nothing. Even on games when we get sacks, it doesn't make a difference. They had a way of getting 3, 4 yards, 5 yards a carry. Didn't make a difference. Whether they're great in pass protection, which some people say is some of their fault, it didn't matter. They ran the ball when they needed to run the ball. And they're a better run block team than they are a pass block team, and they know that. And having Saquon Barkley there just accentuates it.
That offensive line, they always, when you hear offensive linemen talk or they interview they always want to run the ball. They like running the ball because
it's pushing forward versus them going backwards
and beating up people. How rewarding does it have to be as an offensive lineman to be the offensive lineman for possibly the greatest running back season ever?
Amazing.
It's gotta be amazing. Yeah.
And the thing about it is, like, and the thing is, he did it with the Giants. He makes the offensive line look good, right? Because the Giants didn't have a good offensive line, and he was still dapping them up, good guys, running 40, 50 guys. This offensive line is good enough to open a small hole.
Yeah.
And Saquon is, to him, those small holes might as well be the Panama Canal, right? He's like, that's the biggest hole I've seen in 6 years. And he just runs right through them.
It's so crazy because he's fast as all hell.
In the breakout speed, no one's going to kill him. A safety, a linebacker, a corner, no one's going to touch him.
And he's impossible to tackle.
No. Yes, you're not getting him from the waist down. He's a rock. He's got a very large base,
and he's elusive. So you got the three things that you need. You hope a running back has 1 to 2 of those things. He has all 3. Remember, Barry Sanders was fast and elusive, but he wasn't a run you over guy, right? Like all the great
wasn't
running
backs, built like he is.
Like Adrian Peterson wasn't the fastest
he would
guy,
give you that,
but he just ran you the hell over, and
he wasn't that elusive either.
No, but he'd run you over.
Yes, he'd run you over. Yes, he has all of that.
And I grew up watching Walter Payton, and he was a run you over and elusive guy, but he wasn't the fastest guy in the field.
So along with all the stats that you mentioned, can we say he has the best play of that turnaround half spin move, leap over
that backwards hurdle? Yes, it's one of the greatest running back plays I've ever seen.
Oh my God! So yeah, he is easily having the best.
It's just an insane season, and I know he's a real dark horse to win the MVP. But if he won it, people would go, "All right, I get it.
He deserved it."
Yeah. Not a single human being could argue if Saquon Barkley got the MVP. They'd be like, "All right." Now I can see the Josh Allen fans and Lamar fans fighting back and forth when one of the other gets it. But both that whole fan base, both of them be like, "All right." Fair.
The thing about it is, and if I was an all-star voter, not an all-star voter, an MVP voter, I'd be like, when do you think's the next chance that a running back's going to get the MVP? Even have a legitimate chance at it. And if I can't see it, I may have to give it to Saquon.
But if you just go by the regular season, he had one of the greatest, if not the greatest, season by a running back ever. And the only reason he doesn't have the record is because he chose to sit out a game.
Which means, yes, he does have the best. You can basically say that. And if you're telling me that a running back with the best running back season in the history of football is still not good enough to be an above average, a very good quarterback, then you have to change the award.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Because I agree with that. Yeah.
Because we're not saying Lamar Jackson had the best season a quarterback's ever had. We're not saying
it's really close.
Allen.
Lamar Jackson had an amazing season.
Yeah, but we saw Tom Brady put up 50 touchdowns. We saw Mahomes put up 50 touchdowns. We've seen Peyton Manning put up 5,500 yards passing in 16 games, right? So we've seen
that's true.
And this is in the last 20 years. So people have seen it. We've seen seasons that we could say might have been better than that.
But we've never seen somebody do 4,200 yards passing, 900 yards rushing, 40 touchdowns
That's
passing, 4 interceptions. Like we've never
that's
seen
right.
anybody do that before.
It's a great season.
It's an
But would
amazing
you say
season.
Lamar had the best quarterback season you ever have seen?
No, but
Hands
it might
down.
be a top 5 or top 3 though.
So I am 42. You can say your age, whatever. In my lifetime, I have never seen a running back have this season. I never saw OJ Simpson when he only
No,
played like 10 games and he was
14
going
games or whatever.
absolutely
Yeah,
crazy in
yeah.
those 10 games. I didn't see that. In my lifetime, I have seen quarterbacks, so I think arguably had better seasons
Yeah.
than Lamar or Allen. I cannot argue for one person having a better season than what I've seen from Saquon Barkley.
So if we
And we saw CJ 2K. We've seen Chris Johnson have 2,000 yards.
yeah,
We've seen other people have 2,000
saw
yards.
TD, saw Adrian Peterson do it.
Yeah,
I've seen Barry Sanders do it. Like I've seen all of those.
seen
2000.
all of them. And would you say that Saquon is having the best running back season you've ever seen?
It's very yes, probably.
and if that's not enough to win the MVP,
Yeah, and you tack on 14-3 as well when he was the offensive juggernaut,
the offense,
the offense
yeah.
for the team. Like he carried them offensively for those
And
14 wins.
And I know it's a regular season award, so you can't really count the playoffs.
Well, yeah, because the voting's already done, right? So
they weren't the best team in the regular season.
But they still won 14 games.
In NFC. They did. I wonder if he was on a team that had 15, 16 wins, would it be an argument?
But if he was on a team that had 8 wins, it wouldn't even be a conversation.
It would not be a conversation. He could have the best season on the planet.
Yes.
He could have broke the record. He wouldn't have get it on a team with 8 wins.
No. So he's on a team that had 14 wins. Yeah, I mean, shoot, it's tough. It's really tough.
But my thing is, if you don't give it to him, who would you ever give it to?
Yeah, like
what do I have to do as a running back to now be the most valuable player?
Yeah, exactly.
3,000 yards? Like what do I have to do?
Yeah, it's tough.
So.
I mean, we saw Cooper Kupp have one of the greatest wide receiver seasons ever, and
he got offensive player of the year,
right? Got like a second place vote or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Saquon Barkley probably had the greatest running back season ever. I keep saying probably, but it's like me. I'm trying to analyze and justify. He probably let's say he did have the greatest running back season ever. In a time when everyone was trying to devalue the running back position.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if he gets MVP, there's not a single person that could be upset at that. Not a single human being.
Unless you have a ticket that said a betting slip that you got earlier in the year that said Allen on it. That's the only people that's going to really be upset.
But the only thing about that then is like, even that, I bet you he was like a plus 150 or plus 250 at the beginning of the season for MVP, right? Like you'd have to do like a future bet like 3 years ago for Josh Allen. I have a ticket for Josh Allen in 2025 winning the MVP, and I made that bet in 2018 before he was even in the league.
For it to be worth something. Yeah. Yes.
Like to be something huge, unless you know people are though.
Oh yeah. But with that said, I don't think he's going to get MVP.
No, he won't. Unfortunately, no.
He'll be unanimous offensive player of the year. Unanimous.
Yes, it has to be.
But he will. I don't think he'll get MVP.
Even in a season where Jamar Chase had the Triple Crown in receiving.
Yes, unanimously, he will get the offensive player of the year. It feels like the offensive player of the year is just the real MVP of the league, not quarterback.
Yeah, the not quarterback MVP of the league. Yeah. It feels because like even people were trying to Joe Burrow for MVP, and he was on an 9-win team, right? Mm-hmm. Didn't make the playoffs. Like, yeah, he had a really great season. Like, so they do I believe it's either this week. The NFL awards are either this Saturday or they're next. I think they're this Saturday. When are the NFL awards?
Then that's probably when they'll announce the Hall of Fame voters. winners.
NFL Honors is on. It's hosted by Snoop, who I am not a fan of right now. 98 Central on Fox. It does not say what day. Why doesn't it say what day? February 6th. So it's next, Thursday? Why is that not pulling up my calendar? I got to do it on this screen.
Yes, next Thursday. Yep, I'm looking at it.
Okay, so next Thursday, we'll find out who the MVP is. We will find out. Yes, we will. Speaking of betting, we brought betting and stuff like that. I am so tired, and I'm ready for it to die. That the people that feel that the NFL is fixing games for the Kansas City Chiefs to be victorious. Now, I understand the frustration because they do get a lot of calls.
They get a lot of calls.
But there is nothing within the NFL's interest to make the Kansas City Chiefs be Super Bowl champions. There's nothing.
Nothing.
People are like, but they make so much money off of Patrick Mahomes. I'm like, can you imagine what just like the sheer excitement that would have happened if the Bills or the Ravens had made the Super Bowl this year? Right? It would be insane. But whatever. I'm tired of that. I've seen a lot of that, and I just want it to go away.
I've expressed to you my reasoning why I would like the Kansas City Chiefs to win, and besides the Eagles. I've said it in our chat that I want.
You want Mahomes to be the GOAT and have Tom Brady have the shortest lived GOAT.
The shortest GOAT reign in sports history.
It would definitely would be.
It would be like even if you consider LeBron James the GOAT, he didn't get there till 30 years after, 20 years after.
And his career didn't overlap with Jordan's either.
They didn't overlap. You're saying like Patrick Mahomes wins 3-peat and wins 4 championships out of the last 6 years.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. We got to stop talking about Brady, and this is great. This is great to just stop talking about Brady so fast. Oh man, I'd love it.
Patrick Mahomes has been the starter for 7 seasons. Ready? Ready for those 7 seasons? AFC Championship lost to Brady. Super Bowl loss to Brady. Super Bowl win. AFC Championship loss to Joe Burrow. Super Bowl win. Super Bowl win. Super Bowl. We'll see what happens.
It seems like you're missing a Super Bowl win in there.
He's got 3.
Yeah. Did you?
Nope.
Wasn't his first year Super Bowl win?
No, his first year was AFC Championship. Lost to
Brady.
Lost to the Patriots and Tom Brady.
And the second year was not a win?
Super Bowl loss to Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yes. The next year,
did Tom go back to back with 2 different teams?
Yes. Then the next year was a Super Bowl win. Next year was the loss of the AFC Championship to Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
Next year, Super Bowl win. Next year, Super Bowl win. And now we're at Super Bowl. He's been a starter for 7 seasons and has gone to the AFC Championship minimum. Minimum. Come on.
Every year. Yeah.
And his stats in the playoffs, I was looking at it earlier today, he's had 17 playoff games. I think that's what it is. And he's got like 5,000 yards passing, 40-something touchdowns, and like 4 interceptions. It's a ridiculous amount.
Yeah. Just it's gonna be fun.
I'm gonna look.
I don't hate them as much as everyone else. I really don't know
I don't either.
I understand that some people don't like dynasties. I get it. It's not fun. They're not fun to watch, right? But I don't hate anyone really on that team. It's not like when I was watching the Patriots, there was a lot of people I didn't really like.
I hate those Patriots teams.
That's what I'm saying. Like
I don't hate Kansas City at all. I'm just tired of it. Like I'm ready for it. The guys I want to see win Super Bowls aren't winning because of the Chiefs, right?
Wait. I remember. Did you feel this way in 1990 when the Bulls and Michael Jordan was doing what they're
No.
doing.
Well, how could I be tired of that? That was my existence right there. I can see other people being tired of it. I understand that.
Oh yes,
I understand that.
Oh, so you're saying that you're tired of it because the people you want to see win championships can't win championships because this guy's been their roadblock.
Yes.
I kind of know how that feels. Yeah. I kind of know how that feels.
All right.
But
so I got Patrick Mahomes' playoff stats here. 20 playoff games. I did miss a season in there. Let's see. AFC Championship loss. Super Bowl win loss. AFC Championship loss. AFC Championship or Super Bowl loss. AFC Championship loss. Are there 2 Super Bowl losses in there? Oh no, I'm sorry. Okay, you're right. Tom Brady didn't go back to back. So
that's what I was saying.
The first one was AFC Championship loss to the Patriots. The second year was Super Bowl win. The third year was
the
Super Bowl loss to Tom Brady. Then AFC Championship loss to Joe Burrow. Then Super Bowl, and then here we are.
Yeah, because I remember he won the Super Bowl like year 2.
Yep, exactly, year 2. Right, so here are his playoff stats. 7 years. 7 years of being a starter. They've had 20 playoff games, which is a ton because they don't lose. He's 17-3 in that time. He's got 67.8% completions, 5,557 yards, 43 touchdowns, 8 picks, with a passer rating of 105.8.
20 games and 8 picks.
Yeah. If you broke that out into a 17-game average, it's 4,700 yards, 37 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and a 105.8 rating. Oof. That's just playoffs. It's kind of like how you could take LeBron's career, and if you take all the playoff stuff, it's like a whole other second career, and it's all
yes.
outstanding. It's kind of the same here, right? It's kind of disgusting.
Oh man, I saw something. It made me laugh that Jalen Hurts and Jaden Daniels was born, had enjoyed life, grew up, went to college, went to the NFL, both played in AFC championships, all before the Cowboys' last NFC championship.
Yes, because it's been
they were
30 years.
Born after.
Yes.
The Cowboys. I was like, oh.
I love the Cowboys being the Cowboys because that's what they are right now. They're just the Cowboys.
It's. I saw someone on the West thing, or I heard someone on the radio talking about. It's almost at this point now where I kind of feel bad for fans of the Cowboys.
I don't feel bad for them
because this is bad.
It is.
This is like it's.
You remember after the Bills went to 4 straight Super Bowls, right? And then they were really bad for like 25 years. They didn't make the playoffs.
Yes.
I felt bad for the Bills, right? Like, I was like, come on, Bills, come on, you can get there. And then now that they're here, right? The Cowboys, like, they haven't been bad for 30 years. They just haven't been very good, or they've been very good at times too. They just haven't been great. They haven't been good enough to get to an NFC championship. They haven't been good enough to
exactly. They haven't been good enough to get to the NFC championship.
Yeah, they had the longest NFC championship drought. It goes them,
now that the Washington Commanders are
because the Washington Commanders made it back this year. But the longest championship drought goes to the Browns.
0, never.
Oh no, it's like 38 years or something like that. It's a long time. I think Bertie Kosar might have taken him to an AFC championship game. It's been a very long time, but it's nice. And then Jerry's continued doing the Jerry stuff. Hired. I don't even know what the dude's name is. Schottenheimer.
Brian Schottenheimer.
Yeah, hires them on a Friday evening at like 9 p.m.
9 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah,
tells you I have no faith in my coach.
You're not going to march him out there in front of the world. Yeah.
You don't march him out there in front of the world. It's 9 p.m. on a Friday, meaning that there is no no one's really going to talk about it, especially knowing that the NFC Championship and AFC Championship is on Sunday.
Yeah.
So even coming into Monday,
yeah,
no one's going to talk about it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's how you hide something under the radar. Like that's how you slip something in.
But the thing that makes me laugh is he was under contract with the Cowboys still, right? Mm-hmm. He was still employed by the Cowboys. No one else wanted him.
Because they would have had to ask the Cowboys for an interview.
Yeah, there was nobody was like knocking on the doors to interview the guy. So there was absolutely zero urgency to make that move.
Mm-hmm.
You could have continued to drag it out and interview whoever you wanted to.
But I think at that point in time it would have been an embarrassment because
it can't be more embarrassing than what they did.
When you no longer want to like are picked, nobody wants to interview with you. Like,
I bet you if they asked people, they would be glad to interview for the Cowboys.
Who?
I don't know I don't know who they asked.
Who worth their salt you think would have went to the Cowboys? Maybe Doug Peterson, which would have been an upgrade. I think Doug Peterson
who would have been available.
Who is their defensive coordinator?
Mm-hmm.
Eberflus, which means
he was the former linebackers coach for the Cowboys. Jerry likes to keep it in the Cowboys family.
He's the head coach in waiting. Let Brian Schottenheimer have a bad year. He's one and done. You know that, right?
I'm going to tell you what. If they elevate Eberflus to head coach, Eberflus is the biggest wet noodle of a coach. Jerry would just have his way with him. That's what Jerry wants. Yeah,
that's what you.
Get ready. The Flus will definitely be loose in Dallas. I mean, he's going to be loose with the defensive on the defensive side. But man, if he gets a head coach opportunity, that'll be something.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the boy. That I would relish that because I guarantee he will not be a good head coach at another organization ever.
He's got to I can't say never. He's got to grow and learn from his mistakes. I don't think
he can't change his personality though.
Well, yeah, well, he could just be have a horrible, terrible personality and be a decent coach.
I don't think he's got a bad personality. I just think
it's not head coach personality.
He's not a leader type of stand in front of the room and get people to go, oh yeah, right. He's a guy like losing games doesn't make you a loser.
He's the type of guy that has to say, go in front of his teammates, and after he gives a rousing speech, go, please clap.
Please clap. Yeah, he's Jeb Bush.
he's got to please clap.
Yeah. So he will never be successful at the NFL level. I can guarantee that. But yeah, he's with the Cowboys, so good. The Bears can stop paying him. That's good stuff.
Yeah,
I like that.
We talked about the fact that McCarthy decided he was going to sit out a year.
McCarthy, after he found out that New Orleans wasn't as interested as he's hoping, says, "I'll just wait till next year,"
which shows you how bad the Cowboys' job is.
Yes,
like
he's willing to just not
to take zero checks.
He'll end up on a network though, probably next year.
Yeah, but. Maybe that didn't happen to him when he lost his job with the Packers, but at least they were still paying him, right? You know what I'm saying? So he didn't have to take a job. Yeah. So you're right. He might actually
he might be an analyst somewhere for a season or whatever. But I think after he was fired by the Packers, he may have been the OC in New Orleans, like right after that.
No, I remember he was maybe right after but I remember that when Jerry and them found him, he said he kind of made a think tank of people he would get him and his crew. They would go to like a sports bar and just sit at a sports bar all day and work football and talk football about what they were going to do when they got back into the league. That I remember him saying that. And I remember saying,
okay. So he was a Saints OC, 2000, 2004, 49ers OC in 2005. Packers head coach 2006 to 2018, and then the Dallas head coach in 2020 to 2024. So he had a year off there.
He took that 1 year where he said he had to reevaluate everything and see how the game was changing, and we see what that did for him and the Cowboys. They still stunk.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, they
So
went to the playoffs almost every season. He's been a,
yeah,
he was a head coach. He's been a head coach for 18 years. They said, and he's made the playoffs 12 of those years, which is
yeah,
pretty good.
but the Cowboys was making they didn't get him to make the playoffs, right?
I know.
That's the thing about it. Like people say, oh, he couldn't have been that bad. He made the playoffs with the Cowboys. Well, his job at the time was to elevate them to the next level. They had been doing what they did
Yeah,
with him, and he was there to elevate them, but he was not going to elevate
they're better
anybody.
than what they were with Jason Garrett.
The last year, but they had years where Garrison Garrett was better than
Yeah, I don't know.
it's just oh man, these coaches, man, I don't know what's up. Mr. Duval.
Oh,
He said it recently.
Duval.
So
I've watched it too
I
many times because I think it's hilarious.
I watched a different interview where they asked him, I think the next day, they said, so I heard you've been working on your Duval. Can you give us a good Duval? He gives him a better one.
Well,
But
can't give him
yes,
a worse one.
that first one, oh my
Now,
God,
so
that
if you
first one
take
is
it just at the clip of the Duval, you're like, oh boy, he must have been put on the spot to do a Duval. No, I watched more of it. He's like, it's going to be about community, the Jacksonville community. Duval. What? So that means he was practicing that, and that's what he did.
See,
He didn't
see,
do
this
that in
what
front of a mirror once.
that's what you get for pandering to the fan base. That's what you get. That's what you get.
That was such a
So
terrible.
forced. It was forced.
Oh boy, and it wasn't even like right. It's like he did no research on Jacksonville at all.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. I've never been to the city. I've
Yeah,
never
like
been.
I
My
I
first
just
interview
learned
was
this
the
week it was
first
in
time.
Florida, right?
Oh man, what? Florida's got another football team? Three? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Duval. And I
Oh,
think it's the face and the way he turns, the kind of half grins.
he thought it was cool. He thought it was cool. He thought he was so cool, and he's
Yeah.
got the oversized suit. You can't. You're never going to be a head coach, good head coach with an
I
oversized suit.
love his whole saga. He's the OC for a single season in Tampa Bay because their previous OC is the head coach of the Panthers right now.
Mm-hmm.
He gets the interview for Jacksonville. He does not want to take the job because of their GM. Goes back and Tampa Bay says, "We'll make you the highest paid coordinator in all of football after his single season." And he's like, "Okay," but he never signs it. Jacksonville fires their Balky and they bring him back in the next day, but they brought him in secrecy. Like he went in there like in the shroud of darkness at nighttime, and like did not tell Tampa Bay what he was doing, and then signed that deal without even telling Tampa Bay. And then he does Duval. Like there's something about this guy that just isn't right, and I like it. And it's Jacksonville. So they fired their GM, right? Right
Mm-hmm.
now is the Senior Bowl is going on right now, which is like the unofficial start of draft season.
Yes.
They don't have anybody. They don't have a GM, right? And then Shad, their owner, says today, "Well, we'll have a GM by the end of February."
Mm.
You have to because free agency starts like March 5th. You better have a GM. You can't be this stupid. Are they this stupid? Is Jacksonville that dumb?
They are.
Man,
Yeah. And the thing about their owner, he just wants to he just wants to run the team. He's not in really everything. He
yeah.
doesn't bother anything. He just wants someone that is going to be able to run the team properly.
His
Right?
son
Oh no.
owns AEW or something like that, I think.
Oh, the wrestling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so he gets involved in that. I remember last year he had a cast on during the draft because he got thrown off a ladder or something. Who knows? Don't care. I don't get it. I don't get Jacksonville. I don't get Duval guy. Oh God, if anyone ever felt like an imminent failure, it is that hire. That's all I feel.
I just looking at the news. Apparently, a plane crashed
Oh no, where?
in outside of Reagan National Airport after colliding with a helicopter.
Ooh, that's not good.
Mm-mm. All takeoffs and emergency
Breaking
personnel.
news here on TDs and Tangies.
It's crazy. Crashes in the Potomac River.
Like an airliner? Like a
Yeah,
passenger plane? Oh,
American Airlines.
that's not good.
Mm-mm. What is going on with the FAA?
Yeah.
They're having some close calls, and that's not. But yeah,
I don't know. I mean, hell.
I just saw it. I was like, what the heck? But yeah, no, the coaching situation doesn't look good this year.
Nope.
It's gonna be another one of those. Hey, who's coaching who? Who did the Oakland? Not Oakland. I keep calling them Oakland. The
The
Raiders. Who they
Raiders,
go?
Pete Carroll.
Oh yeah,
They got Spytek as their GM,
yeah. And then
and
they
Pete
went and got
Carroll.
Pete Carroll.
Now they asked Pete Carroll because everybody's like, "Oh, Russell Wilson is going to go to the Raiders," and Pete Carroll goes, "It's too early to determine that," which means we're not going to take it. We're not taking Russell Wilson. We have no interest in that.
They need somebody. There's
They
no
do.
way.
They don't have a
There's
quarterback.
no way that he's never been.
Aiden O'Connell, the best Purdue quarterback since Drew Brees. No, I don't know what they're going to do.
No.
They got to either sign somebody. They got Kirk Cousins out there. You got Aaron Rodgers probably. Russ, Justin.
What is that? What is that? That actor O'Connell. What's his name?
Jerry O'Connell?
Jerry. I think it's Jerry O'Connell. Yes, Jerry O'Connell. I heard him say something on an interview today.
Jerry O'Connell, the actor from CSI something or other.
Yes. He's I'm looking at it. He's born in Manhattan. He's a Giants fan.
Yes. Okay.
Right? He said something, and I was like, "Shut up, please." He said, "He said, all right, Giants go and get Sam Darnold in free agency. They then draft Travis Hunter with the third pick, and they already have Malik Neighbors, and then you pair him with, and I quote, I don't remember that guy's name, the running back, and it was like Tracy. Yeah, you Tracy." He said automatically that makes us the best team in the NFC East. We go into the NFC. We're the best team. I said, Jerry, what are you talking about, Jerry? This guy's clearly delusional. What are you talking about? Even his pie in the sky team, I'm like, I don't like that team you just said, Jerry. Yeah. What are you talking about?
That pie in the sky team. Wow.
that was the best you came up with. And if you was playing Madden, that is the team you wanted to go into next season with. He said automatically makes us the best team in the NFC East. I said, what are you talking about, Jerry?
Wow.
One of the dumbest things I've ever heard.
Well, you know what? I don't know how you could say that when two NFC East teams were both in the championship game fighting one another. and the other one was
Sam Darnold. The addition of Sam Darnold and Travis Hunter makes us the best team in NFC East.
No,
we're far from that. I don't. Why would he even say something like that?
Now, I will admit that teams can make quick jumps, right? Like the Commanders from last year to this year is a huge leap. Is it sustainable? Probably not.
Oh yeah.
But it's a great, it
can happen.
It's a great, but like to go, we're the best team. When the Eagles and the Commanders were both in the championship game, and the Cowboys, who granted had an off season, still won 7 games and didn't have Dak Prescott.
I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know if anyone told him the Giants also have the hardest schedule in football next year.
Yeah, they got NFC North and AFC West, right?
And the NFC East. Yeah. So just playing in the NFC East. The reason why the other teams aren't there is because they get to play the Giants twice.
Yes.
If the Giants got to play the Giants twice, their schedule wouldn't be so difficult.
Yeah, wouldn't be as difficult. And the same thing, the Bears have the second hardest, most difficult schedule next season, and that's due to that same exact thing.
Exactly. If the Eagles were didn't have to play the Giants, they'd be probably up there because they're going to have a number one schedule. That means they're going to have to play the number one team in every other division that they're not playing against.
Yeah.
That should make it automatically easier. But because we suck so bad, we bring this shit the schedule lower than ours. Like, that doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense.
No. Yeah, Jerry O'Connell stick to acting, I guess. I don't know what to say.
Isn't he on The View? What show is he on now? I think he's on like one of those talk shows. Every time I see him turn to, I'm like, it feels like he's on the show that like a bunch of women soap show or like talk show. I'm like, what is Jerry O'Connell doing there?
He was on something called The Talk.
Yes, that's the show.
I don't even know. I could have swore he was on like a CSI show, but maybe not. Was he on that one with LL Cool J, or was that somebody else?
I think that's someone else. That's another old washed up actor.
Yeah. Like Jerry O'Connell, known for Stand By Me, Kangaroo Jack, Joe's Apartment, Piranha.
That's where I know. That's where I know him from, Joe's Apartment.
Jerry Maguire. Oh boy, I'm looking at the rest of his stuff here. Whew. Scream 2. Mission to Mars. And being a delusional Giants fan. Like, there's one thing being Meatball, but then there's just another. That's a different level altogether right there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, good for him.
Good for him.
Let's see. I had some stuff queued up here. Safety Xavier McKinney claims Giants didn't want him back, which I think was evident by the ways that that all happened.
That they didn't want him back?
Yes. Don't understand that, but okay. Second bucket turned down money. In Bearsdom, there isn't much going on. Everybody in Bears world is still on we got Ben Johnson high. They signed their coordinators. They took some kid from the Broncos. I can't even think what his name is. It's like it doesn't matter. And then Dennis Allen is their defensive coordinator, which is a good hire.
Not a bad defensive
That's a good defensive coordinator hire. Declan Doyle is their offensive coordinator.
Never heard of that man, and it sounds like a bad offensive coordinator.
He was the tight ends coach for the Broncos last year. Do you know what year he was born in?
Don't say nothing like 2000.
1996, I think. He's 28 years old.
Okay. Man, that's a young OC.
Yeah. Well, Ben Johnson was born in 1986, so that's a good thing, right? Because he was like, there's no better way to get past the 1985 Bears than to hire a head coach that was born after the 85 Bears. Thank God. Yeah. So there's that. The Bears are in good shape. They'll probably be the best team in the NFC North next season.
It's possible. Right now, the record's 0-0.
Well, they already have more wins in the month of January in 2025 than the Packers and the Vikings. I think the Lions won one. The Lions beat the Vikings the last week of January. The rest of the league only played one more, or kind of division only played one more game, so that's good. Yeah. That's it. There wasn't a whole lot. Man,
there's only 2 games.
Just those two games. And one, God, we didn't even talk about Mahomes and Allen. And
it was a good game.
It was a very good game. I watched the replay of it, which is the way to do it because
you get to skip a bunch of stuff.
I had tickets to a show that was supposed to be the previous Friday, but it got delayed to this last Sunday. I'm like, how can you do that to me? I'm like, you kidding me? So I watched the replay, and that's the way to do it, because then they cut out all the downtime, and it's just snap, 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 and you get to hear less of Tony Romo, which is good, too.
Oh, that's always solid.
Yeah. Man, I'm going to tell you what. Josh Allen got the first down. It was 4th and 1 in the fourth quarter, and he got it. I don't know how you can review that and not see that the ball is clearly past the 35-yard line.
So you're saying that they did get him? The refs? The
Sure,
refs,
yeah, it was the NFL's plan all along for it to happen. But like, I just don't understand. Like, there's got to be like, how does the? Do you ever watch a tennis match?
Yes.
And when they do like computer reenactment of where the ball like hit on the, they are able to do that, and that ball's going like 100-something miles an hour when it hits on the line. They can get that down to the millimeter, but they can't tell you where a football is on a field. I find that
they
hard
definitely
to
could if they wanted to.
Yes, all you have to do is you put
a
chip on both tip and a chip
laser
on the
line. You can have just a laser line and just some anything.
Yeah.
And if it breaks it, ding! All it has to do is break it at one point in time.
Yeah.
Right before the knee goes down.
Yep.
So as soon as it breaks it, ding, and you can time it. You can do whatever you want. You know, you got a timestamp, everything. But and this is where I think this is where I'm gonna go. Conspiracy, not conspiracy, but NFL thing. How much money, extra money, does the NFL make off commercials with immediately going to the booth?
Oh, I don't know.
Because it's going to be a commercial or brought to you by such and such.
No.
If we had decisions that happened that way, less commercials.
That's true.
We'd have less commercials, and they could do it. The technology is there. We watch the broadcast put fake lines on the field all the time, right? In real time.
Yes.
Like they're drawing fake. When it's snowing, we get to see the numbers when people in the field can't even see the numbers.
Yep. And they are surprisingly accurate as to where they're laid on there, right?
Yes. But if that ball crossed that line, we don't know. They still pull chains out, which I don't know why they.
I know.
The chain gang is the oldest thing. Come on, man. There's got to be a better way of doing that besides just having these guys with a 10-yard chain come out there. It's got to be.
And then not only that, it has to touch the pole. And if you tilt the pole just a little bit in one direction, it makes it a lot harder for, like, I've seen that happen before too. Not in the NFL, but do you remember that college game? I think it was Michigan versus somebody. I can't remember. And maybe it was Ohio State, Michigan, Ohio State. And they came out and they like put the thing down and they tilted it towards the ball to give Ohio State the first down, and then Michigan got a sack fumble the next play. It was just
I do remember that. Yes.
It was insanity. Like how could you have something that can be so easily manipulated? But I mean, that's also like baseball, right? Like they had the technology to put the exact location of the ball in the strike zone in real time. It does it in real time. And they're going to try that during the spring training. They're going to try robot umps, but like they like to have the fallibility of man calling balls and strikes.
Yeah, they got a union they got to deal with.
Yeah, like I don't even care that umpires call balls and strikes. Just when the guys are bad at it, get rid of them. And that's the thing with same thing in the NFL. It's time. Like, why don't they don't have full-time referees as employees of the NFL? They're all contracted. Like those guys are like school teachers and stuff like that, right? They do other stuff. Like being an official isn't their full-time job.
Well, some of them are. A lot of them are. I think I saw they make like a couple $100,000 a year for the full-time ones.
But they're not full-time. None of them are full-time.
But the tenured ones.
Yeah, like the head,
$250K a year.
Okay.
And then they get bonuses for the playoffs and stuff like that.
So then just make them salaried employees, give them benefits, call that their job, and then that's all they do.
And then fire them if they're bad.
Yeah, so then fire them if they're bad. It's not that hard. It seems pretty simple to me, but yeah, Josh Allen definitely got a first down on that play. Everybody in the booth said that was a first down play. Everybody that's talked about it was first down, but like they don't get it. Okay, that's fine. And then I don't know if you saw the Bills' last offensive play of the season. It was 4th and 5. He takes a snap. They're on I think they're on about the 40, right? Or maybe like right around midfield. The Chiefs send like 5 instantly, and get instant pressure. And Josh Allen is running backwards and chucks it to a wide open Dalton Kincaid. Like he's wide open. And he has to dive a little bit, but the ball hits off of his arms, incomplete. And it would have been at the 35-yard line for a first down. That's how the Bills season ended, right there, like that. Much like the Ravens season ended with Mark Andrews dropping the 2-point conversion. That's tough. It's a tough way to, it's a tough way to do it. But whatever. I don't know. Not pleased with it.
No.
I just really wanted the Bills.
I think you just really wanted non-Chiefs.
Yeah, but if it wasn't going to be
the Ravens,
then it had to be the Bills. Like those are my two non-Bears teams that I have an affinity for. I enjoy both those teams. I want to see them do well, and the fact that they both had opportunities, and oh well. The Ravens had the chance last year and they blew it.
Yeah,
but whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's tough that the season's almost over.
Yeah. We don't have to make our picks this week for Super Bowl.
No. But you know my pick.
I do know your pick.
Well, I'm gonna let you know. Well, next week, I'll be watching the Enigma. We'll start watching the Enigma.
Yeah. So we should do that.
And we will report that next week.
You know what we should do that as? We should do that as like a watch along. So every week we'll just do an episode.
Okay, after the season?
Yeah, after the Super Bowl, because we'll have 3 or 4 weeks before the combine, and then after the combine, then we'll have free agency will start a couple weeks after that. So, and there's only 3 episodes of the Enigma.
Oh, the Enigma! Oh, I hate saying it.
I know, me too. I hate the fact that it exists. But just so you know, going into the Super Bowl, I have 180 wins. Correct guesses to 101 loss, incorrect guesses, and you have 174 to 105. So,
I won last year though.
Yeah. None of that matters. But you know what? We'll find out before. We won't find out before next week. Dang it! I was going to say just to go back and revisit our preseason picks for awards, just to see where we're at. Neither of us had the Super Bowl correct because you had the Ravens and the Packers. I had the Bills and the Lions. You had MVP.
And I believe I said, why am I betting against Patrick Mahomes again? Why'd I do that?
It's you shouldn't. I know you shouldn't, but here we are. MVP, you had Patrick Mahomes. I had Kyler Murray still. Offensive player of the year, you had Garrett Wilson. I had Saquon. Defensive player of the year, Brian Burns. I had Myles Garrett. Coach of the year, you had Raheem Morris. I had the Flus. Comeback player of the year, you had Daniel Jones. I had Ryan Tannehill, who's not even in the league. Offensive rookie of the year, you had Malik Neighbors. I had Caleb. Defensive rookie of the year, you had Terry Arnold, which it won't be. And I had Austin.
Well, my guy's at least nominated. I don't think the Caleb got nominated for rookie of the year.
No, he did not.
It's going to Jaden Daniels, or Brock Bowers. Not bad picks.
No. Jaden Daniels
I
is
think
the runaway.
Daniels
is just an amazing season. But what I'm tired of is I don't know why it doesn't bother me, but it's I don't understand what is a measuring stick to people calling Caleb a bust.
You can't.
I'm just how can you do this? I scroll through Reddit, so one of them is the NFL draft, and these people think that they're draft experts and gurus. This one guy was trying to evaluate the drafts, and you can't evaluate a draft till at least 3 years out of the draft because you have no idea what's going on. But to call Jaden Daniels a perennial superstar and Caleb Williams an average to above, how can we even make this? If you would, if the same criteria, if you did that in 2022, you would have called Mac Jones a perennial a superstar because he made the Pro Bowl that year.
Well, speaking of making the Pro Bowl,
Malik Neighbors did, didn't he?
The third pick in the NFL draft.
Drake May. Yeah, I saw that. which I didn't understand. So Drake May did, and so did Russ.
Yeah. Do you know how many people would have had to turn down playing in the Pro Bowl to get both of those guys to get in?
Yeah, a lot. All of them.
We know Allen's like, okay, no, I don't want to play in it. I just played in the
Yeah.
Super Bowl. Lamar's probably like, I don't really want to go to this thing.
Yeah.
Burrow's like, I really, really don't want to go.
Yes.
Herbert, I don't think this is the year I want to go. Do you know how far down the list you have
Yes.
to get to Drake May? Is Bo Nix not playing in this game? Who was probably arguably a better quarterback this year?
I think isn't Bo Nix a Pro Bowler?
Is he? That's what I was trying to say.
I don't know.
He would have to be.
Full QBs. Because I know the rosters are set now. AFC roster finalized. Quarterback, Josh Allen, replaced by Russell Wilson. Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, replaced by Drake May. Yeah, no Bo Nix. That doesn't make any sense at all.
Doesn't make any sense. Why Drake May? I don't remember going, man, that Drake May looks good. I remember going, wow, Bo Nix is surprising.
Yeah. Bo Nix took him to the damn playoffs. Bo Nix threw for 3,400 yards and like 28 touchdowns or something like that. Drake May threw for like 2,000 yards and whatever. That's fine.
But so that's Caleb Bust.
Yes.
Future Hall of Famer Jaden and
Yes.
Pro Bowler Drake May.
Pro Bowler Drake May. Yeah.
It's not looking good for him.
Yeah, I mean, Jaden Daniels had just an amazing season. And which is crazy because CJ Stroud had an amazing season the year before. So now you have two of the greatest rookie quarterback seasons ever that every quarterback after that is going to have to be compared to.
Well, listen, whoever the Giants pick is going to have a better season and going to the Super Bowl. That's what it would take to have a better season, right? No, it's a way. There's a way.
But like the incline there of having to be better, we're talking like a 5,000 yard season.
All we need to do is Stroud took his team to the second round of the playoffs his rookie year.
Oh, okay. Right? So you're doing this way.
Jaden took him all the way to the NFC Championship. Whoever the Giants pick, just got to take him to the Super Bowl,
What if the Giants
baby?
don't take a quarterback?
That's very possible.
Yeah.
That's very possible.
I think it is too. But we have plenty of time to talk about that.
do.
I'm excited for the draft this year because the Bears are in a spot where like they're taking either an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman. I know what it is. I'm not concerned with it. I'm really intrigued at the top of the draft. What are the Titans going to do? What are the Browns going to do? Do people think that this quarterback class is any worth a darn? Because I'm seeing people like they wouldn't have been the fifth best quarterback in last year's draft. I'm like, okay, maybe I don't know. So it'll be interesting. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what the Giants do because I think there's a good chance the Giants just I think Joe Shane screws it up.
I saw a name. I don't even remember who it was. I was like, who? Don't do this to me, guys. Don't let me don't get me with a who at the third pick in the draft. Like it was I saw someone say Jalen Milroe. Or Alabama's
quarterback?
Quarterback.
At the third pick?
That is what I saw. I said, I don't know if I like this. But this was just somebody's mock.
I'm gonna tell you what. If it goes quarterback, the Giants better take the best player available, regardless of positional need.
Mm-hmm.
Because they would literally have the pick of the draft. Whoever they have at the top of the board is going to have to be theirs. Because if they don't do that, and they're like, well, we really need a quarterback, and they take Milroe, which nobody sane would do that.
No, it was a mock draft, and I was just scrolling through it. I was like, what? No.
Like, how would you do that? Like Bucky Brooks put out a mock draft, and Jeremiah Daniels put out a mock draft already. And like it's too early for legitimate mock drafts. We haven't even had the combine.
Senior Bowl is still happening. Combine. Yeah, everyone's talking about Shadua to the Giants because of Deion basically telling them, no, my son's not playing for you.
Yeah. So. Well, I saw earlier that Deion would be thrilled if he played for the Titans, or happy if he played for the Browns. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Yeah. I am very much looking forward to the draft season because it'll be a good one.
Yeah.
They're saying it's a very deep draft.
It's deep too. They've got a bunch of running backs coming out,
Yep.
like stud running
Yes,
backs.
it's a very deep running back draft,
Stud running backs.
and I'm excited for that too.
Wide receivers obviously not going to be as deep as it was last year.
No, last year was a crazy wide receiver draft.
Crazy
Quarterback draft too.
There's going to be some defensive players coming out.
Yes. They're saying both lines, offensive line and defensive line, are very deep in the draft, which makes me excited because the Bears need both of those things.
Yeah.
So it'll be good. It'll be a lot of potentially like not shiny picks.
Yeah.
A lot of the gritty
meat potatoes.
Yeah. I'm looking for that. Looking forward to that. And I think I still think the Travis Hunter going high is a bad move. But
I think he's good.
He might be good.
Really good.
That's just me. I'm a negative. I'm a Debbie Downer, negative Nancy. I guess I don't know. Either way, oh shit. Did I have something? Did something happen this week? Man, lots of stuff happened this week. But I want to say there's something like not football related that was interesting that I was going to bring up, and I can't remember what it is. That's why I should like take notes beforehand. Like, here's my plan, and I don't have it. Oh well. Oh, we're not going to play it on here, but we both listened to the Rams' answer to the Super Bowl Shuffle.
When I heard, I was like, "That looks fake."
It looks 100% authentic. Ram it.
It looked like a period piece, like it was of that era.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm too old to have never heard the song.
I know. I don't know how I never heard this.
That's why I immediately thought it was fake. That's why I was like, this is real. This is real. Did I get AI'd? Did I get it?
No, because the reason I found it was shared, and then the other person said, I am responsible for this video, and I do not regret it. I was a Rams cheerleader at the time and sat next to a music producer on a flight and pitched in the idea that the Rams should have their own music video after the success of the Bears Super Bowl Shuffle. But remember, the Patriots had the Patriots and We.
But so you're saying a cheerleader sat next to
a music producer
on the plane?
Yes, and pitched in the idea.
Just pitched a random guy idea, and this happened.
Yes.
I don't believe it.
You don't believe it?
I do. Believe it.
100%. Yeah, ram it.
Is it like beat it, ram it?
I can't think of the melody in my head. You know what's stuck in my head is Orlando Magic.
Yes, Orlando Magic.
Which this is the same quality of song as that, but it's from like 1986.
It's a different era.
Yes.
Yep.
It's 1986, and you got, oh God, I wish I could think of the melody because there was like a couple little bars in there were like, you could have fun ramming it with me, like or something like that. I'm like, what? Why would you say that? You're a grown man. Don't say that. That's strange.
It's like, listen, man. It was a different time.
Yeah,
it was a different time.
Like it almost has like they could have, if they were just a little more forward thinking, they could have been like stroking.
Their teams, they weren't the LA Strokes at that time.
No, but it could have been like, I ram it to the east, I ram it to the west.
Oh, you mean the song stroking? I be stroking.
Yeah, I ram it to the one that I love the best. Ram it. Yeah, I'd be stroking.
Oh man,
could have been better.
It's no Orlando Magic.
No, it is not Orlando Magic. And that's in my head. I'm trying to think of the melody for this song, and Orlando Magic is in there. Or the dancing cow, like the thought bubble was here. I was about ready to get ram it, and the cow just marked his way over. And all I got is that Orlando Magic now. Oh well. Man, that's all I got. It is a light week.
Yeah.
We got Super Bowl next week though. We'll make our Super Bowl picks, and I'm sure something will happen between now and then that we could talk about. Yeah. Gotta be something. Well, the Pro Bowl games start tomorrow.
I don't care.
No one cares.
No one
Like, I don't even
cares.
know why they have it.
They can't do anything. Everyone's having trouble with their All Star game.
Yeah.
NBA All Star game is just absolutely changed.
Yeah.
It's gonna be weird.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. Nobody's All Star game is looking good at this point in time.
Baseball's baseball's still my favorite All-Star game.
Yeah,
I
because it
wish
actually means something.
I don't even care
Which
about the mean thing. I always liked it because it was
it's you can play baseball.
yes, yeah, yeah. You don't have to like tone it down for the All-Star game.
Which you don't have to turn down the All Star game for the NBA either.
No, but they
They
do.
just
They don't play
do.
defense.
That's not how. But it always was a non-defensive game. But even those 80s and 90s when we was watching them, they were going at it.
Yes.
Like it was determined who was gonna like they didn't just open the lane like they were doing in the early 2000s, just letting dunks go in.
Mm-hmm.
No, they were Jordan was going to D up Magic.
Yes.
Magic, like it was gonna happen.
Yes.
Like, and basketball doesn't have. They can play basketball.
Yeah, I agree. Why don't they? I don't know.
I don't know.
And baseball, yeah, they go hard in baseball. I mean,
Yeah.
Pete Rose ended a man's career in the All-Star game, right?
Now you don't have to do that.
You don't have to do that.
You
The
don't
only
have to
thing
do
I
that.
wish they would do in baseball, and I absolutely hate that they don't do this anymore, is they should be able to wear their team jersey. I
Ah,
loved seeing a field made up of. So, like, if the American League is home, they all wear their home jerseys, and the National League all wears their away
yeah.
jerseys. Now they could have an All-Star hat, that's fine. But now they got like All-Star jerseys, and they gotta sell all this stuff. They gotta make things to sell. I don't like. It. I find it less interesting.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I find less interesting about the All Star, the Major League All Star game, is that every team has to be represented.
Yes.
That's not an All Star game. And when you do that, that's not an All Star game.
I don't hate that either, because as a fan of a team that's been pretty bad my entire life, it's nice to see one representative out there. Like,
Yeah, but can you say you earned it? Like being an all selected to an all star team to me always felt like you had to earn it. You had to be one of the best. To be one of the best on your team doesn't make you one of the best in the league.
I would argue that if you're the best player on your team, you are one of the best players in the league.
I don't know. Because if I only have to send one, what if I have an amazing infield? Right?
Mm-hmm.
I got just all three of my guys should be all stars. But you got somebody that has to be on the team.
Okay, so then no, what you're proposing is the National League is comprised of the Dodgers starting
the
nine.
Dodgers. I see. I don't want that. I don't want that.
But I mean that's kind of what it is. So like the reason I liked it because back in the day, you'd get the guy from the Royals, you get one or two guys from the Sox, and I'd be like, okay, cool. You get the Brewers representative, right? Like the teams that like even bad teams have good players on them. And
sometimes
it's nice to see like the Pittsburgh Pirates be able to send a guy to the All-Star game. Like I always liked that.
I don't like how you just threw the Pittsburgh Pirates in like they have not been a good team historically.
The
Barry
Pittsburgh
Bonds,
Pirates, dude, that was 40
Bobby
years ago.
Bonilla. But I'm not even talking about that. You can go back a couple years ago. They had decent players in their team. What was his name? The fast guy,
Andrew McCutchen.
Yeah, McCutchen. They've got players. They had a decent team. That's about all I can think of.
The Pittsburgh Pirates have been very bad since the middle 80s. Consistently. Like, even bad teams will have a year where they make the playoffs. They've maybe made the playoffs once or twice in the last 40 years. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, 40 years. Because I just remember from 86 to 80 to 91, they were thorns in the Giants side, in the Mets side.
Well, I'm going to have to pull it up now. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Pirates.
Pittsburgh Pirates.
they had. I remember they had a picture when they was in the playoffs. It feels like a couple years ago.
Maybe. Let's see. Team history of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Let's see. 76 and 86. 76 and 86, 62 and 100. I'm just counting back from uh, 61 and 101, 19 and 41, 69 and 93, 82 and 79. They finished fourth, and so that's not even a playoff. 75, 87, 78, oh, here we go. 98 and 64 in 2015. They lost the National League wild card 1 game to nothing. The year before that, 88 and 74, they lost the National League wild card 1-0. 94 and 68, the year before that, they lost the National Divisional Series 3-2. Then they didn't make the playoffs.
From 92 to 2013.
1992, 91, and 90, they made the playoffs. So they've made the playoffs 3 times since 1980. Or 6 times since 1980.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why do I have more? 90, 91, 92, 2013. Oh, because they count 2013 twice. Like because they made it to the further in the playoffs that
the
year.
2 series,
on the postseason results on the Pirates website has it
now the Pirates in the 70s, when they had those badass hats, I loved the old Pirates stuff. They won 2 World Series in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
But they are, they're very White Soxy, and if I scroll through their history of making the playoffs, they didn't make the playoffs in the 60s, once in the 60s, never in the 50s, never in the 40s, not in the 30s, not twice in the 20s. Like the Pittsburgh Pirates have been around since 1882. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
They got a bunch of World Series.
11. They've gone to the playoffs 17 times in 140 years.
With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 World Series championships.
Yeah.
Not bad.
And none since 1979.
None since 1979.
Right.
But the Mets don't have any since 86.
Well, that's still more recently than 1979.
It is.
And if you talk about percentage-wise for the length of their... I mean, Mets have only been around since 69.
60... Was it 69, 65? I thought 69 they won the championship.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
So I think it's like 65.
They haven't been around for that long.
No.
Comparatively speaking. They've been around for a while. But, I mean, the Pirates were the Allegheny City Pirates in 1882. Right? I mean,
they existed before Pittsburgh did. No,
but they didn't. They existed not that long after the Civil War. They've been around for a long time. So I don't know. And most of their World Series wins were back in the days when there weren't playoffs. You just went to the World Series.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Yes. Yeah. So.
You want to know the Knicks did win? They beat the Denver Nuggets.
Well, you said they were going to get blown out or get lost.
They were losing. They were down by 10 and came back to win by 10.
Oh man, those Tom Thibodeau Knicks.
I saw something that said, so you know the Knicks have the top players in minutes.
Yes. Well, you didn't. I don't have to look that up to know that's true. Yes.
It's like I think Cat is like 6th, but Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, and Jalen Brunson's like 1, 2, 3, and 4, in minutes played.
That doesn't surprise me one bit. They're young; they can take it.
Yep.
That's what Tom Thibodeau would say.
So I just need the Boston to lose. The Chicago did not beat Boston, so thank you, Chicago.
Oh, Christ! Do you know how little I care about the Bulls right now? It's actually like criminal how little I care about it.
Oh man,
I should care more, but I don't.
I'm gonna tell you something that's getting people keep asking, like people wondering what's going on with the NBA. Why is it not fun to watch? I will say I don't know. I still enjoy watching the NBA. I'm a little bit more than a casual fan now. think I've always been more than a little bit more than a casual fan. So I can't really speak for the casuals, but man, watching people like Butler just decide he doesn't want to play.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with Jimmy Butler. That's
He's
strange.
yeah. Uh, you got players like gonna get traded.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird now. You've got in the load management. Embiid is probably played 20 games all season so far,
Mm-hmm.
maybe less. I don't even know. It just it just feels weird. And we're also in a transition to where the stars that you know are getting older.
Mm.
And now there's a new breed of people to come in. So sometimes the casuals may not know. They want to gravitate to the names that they've known for the last 5, 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And they look and the Golden State Warriors and Steph don't aren't 500. LeBron's not doing well. Durant is on the Suns, and you're like, these are the people that people knew, but the new talent is really good. And if people really watch the games, I don't see why there is such a like why people keep saying that because the talent now in this league is just it's ridiculous. And sometimes you don't want to see them shoot 43s a game. I get it, but it's more than that. I think saying that people shoot 43s a game is the reason why people don't want to turn in to watch is a casual's perspective because as a fan of the game you see more than just that. You do there is an uptick in threes. It's definitely noticeable, but there's some play coming on. Did you know that Joker like is about to average a triple double from the center position?
Again, didn't he do that last
He
year?
no,
Oh,
this will be his first year averaging triple, or maybe I think, but he's right now he's averaging 30 points a game,
mm-hmm.
13 rebounds a game,
Mm-hmm.
11 assists a game, and shooting 49% from 3 pointer. 49% from 3 pointer.
What?
He is having quietly one of the best seasons of all time.
You know what? You know what's funny?
Quietly.
I am a hyper casual NBA fan now, right?
Uh-huh.
I used to be insano NBA, and that was the '90s, like all
Yeah.
the '90s, thanks to the Bulls. But I just loved basketball. I knew every stat, I knew every guy, like just loved it. When I watch the NBA now, I catch Joker, I I love how slow he plays. He looks slow. And it feels like
Yes.
every possession is him dribble, 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 dribble. Yep. Do, and then like one-handed toss and it goes in. Like
Yep.
like how does he do that
That's it.
every time? Like I don't have anything against the dude. I think he's a great player. It
So
just cracks me up. That's all.
I saw Kevin Garnett was talking about it, and he was talking about how great Joker is and what
Yeah.
we're seeing. He said he said he's Wilt Chamberlain is what he said,
Mm-hmm.
right? But he said who he reminds me of is the evolution of Arvydas Sabonis, and I was like, he's right. He
Yeah.
said a young Arvydas Sabonis had so much game,
Yeah.
like when he before he came to the United States, and
Yes.
like, and it was like that. Wasn't very athletic, could pass, was a very good passer from the
Mm-hmm.
center position, could shoot, had an outside jumper. He's when Kevin Garnett said, I was like, I see it.
Yeah.
I see it. He is Arvydas Sabonis if Arvydas Sabonis played in today's game. He does exactly what he needs to do in today's game to be successful, and he's just so good. Did you see that one-handed I would say 3/4
Yes.
3-pointer, but it was a 90% of the
Yeah, it was like an 80-foot shot. Yeah.
one hand,
Yeah.
and just he didn't even get that happy after he
Nope.
made it.
I don't think he enjoys basketball.
It's just like number 2.
Yeah.
Raising horses is
Raising
number
horses
1.
is number 1. Yeah.
And basketball might
Basketball's
be
number
2. Might
Basketball
be
is
2.
his job.
It
He
is.
goes to
It
his
is
job every day. It's kind of like how I treat my job.
Yes. And I honestly think he doesn't like making it far into the playoffs
No,
because
because
it
it takes
cuts into
time
his
away from
vacation
sports.
time. Yes.
Yeah.
He's a weird guy, but he's He's great. And then like Shea Gilchrist Alexander is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so much talent. The Houston Rockets went from being a laughing stock 2 years ago
Yeah.
to being the second best team in the West
Well,
with
the
Ume
Thunder went from
Udoka.
being a laughing stock 3 seasons ago, right,
Yeah,
to making the finals last year and then being the top team in the West now.
it's just I like that. I
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching that. I like it, and that's what I'm saying. And I I just don't get the oh the game is not the same. I don't get it. It's not the same. It's not the same at all. But it's still to me very entertaining, and I feel like it's a little bit more entertaining than we've seen it in the past. But I think people want to gravitate to one person. They claim that they don't want dominance, one group of people dominating, but they do. They want to say, oh, LeBron, Steph Curry.
Mm-hmm.
They want to see that. But when you don't have that, when Boston won last year and the Nuggets won the year before, and we don't know who's going to win this year.
Yeah.
Like that to me is what I like to see.
No, I agree. My biggest hurdle has been that the Bulls have
Stink.
been consistently mediocre to bad
Yes.
since D Rose hurt his knee.
Yep. I understand that because when the Knicks was bad from 2000 to yesterday,
Yeah.
I was looking at the game from afar, like, okay, looking at the stats. Okay, we lost. I'll look at the stats. Won't watch the games.
Yeah.
Now I got League Pass. I'm watching every Knick game. Every
Yeah.
Knick game I'm watching. I'm like, so
That's another thing too is I don't have cable, so watching basketball just doesn't happen. Like it's not on like Paramount Plus where they do football on there, or it's not on like it's not on
It's on
streamers.
HBO Max.
But don't you have to have a
You can
subscription
watch
from Friday?
You have HBO Max?
Yeah.
You can watch TNT games on HBO Max. Every TNT game is on HBO
See, I didn't
Max.
realize that. Like I knew
Yep.
they were on there, but like Hulu does that. They'll show like on now, and you click on it, and it's like enter your
Have a subscription?
And I'm like,
Nope.
I don't have a subscription, so I see that on Max, and it's like I assume it's part of something else.
No, it's nope. You could
Well,
watch
so
that.
then that is just a failure on Max's part.
They don't really showcase it. Like
No.
if you went to Paramount Plus and there's a football game on,
Yeah,
the
it's
first
the
thing
banner.
you're gonna go on is the banner. You just click watch now.
Yeah, exactly.
No. The TNT games are
Well, maybe I'll watch.
Max.
Well, maybe I'll have to do that. But yeah, and what are they on? Like every Tuesday.
They used to be Tuesday, Thursdays, but I don't know. But yeah, you can watch them. I think Bleacher Report is where it comes from, like or BS, so I think it says on it. But that's it's brought to you by. I think it's something with HBO Max. So when you go to HBO Max and there's that like Bleacher Report section, that's kind of the section.
I don't ever go to that because it's Bleacher Report.
Yeah,
I have
but
no
those
interest.
are where the games are. But the broadcast is TNT's broadcast.
Oh well, shit.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. See,
TNT
maybe that's
TV.
why people aren't watching basketball because they don't know where to consume it.
So knowing that the Knicks had a chance, I bought NBA 2K. Remember I told you I bought the new NBA 2K because if you bought the gold edition, it came with a free year subscription to the League Pass. And that's the only reason why I bought the game. That's the only reason. And I've been using it ever since. It's just,
well, have you played the game at all?
A little. A little. I played it before NBA season started.
So it was cheaper to buy the game to get the League Pass than it was to buy League Pass?
Yes. It was $100 for the game plus League Pass for a year.
That's not a bad deal.
No, it was a great deal. And then you get some of the in-game currency. So if I really wanted to play, I got the Hall of Fame edition. And it was like $100. So. But they only do that occasionally. And this was one of the years. I usually do it every year that they do that when it comes with something.
I would buy Madden if Madden came with a year of Sunday ticket.
But they charge $500 for Sunday tickets. So you'd have to buy a $700 copy of Madden. And you're like, is this worth it? I don't think this is worth it. It's not worth it.
I'll get the $700 edition of Madden, please.
That League Pass just costs too much.
It is. It's insane. If the NFL were smart, I don't understand why they don't do it this way. You get to choose a team, and it's like $100 for the year, and I just get to watch my 17 Bears games, guaranteed.
They make how much money do you think they make off of bars charging them that? Because every TV, I think, on that bar has to have the league pass. I don't think they get just one subscription.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know how that works, but I'm sure it's like not fun for the the bar owner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll start. But see now, here, this is gonna sound stupid. It's kind of how I feel about like if I missed the beginning of a show. Right? Like I missed the first 2 seasons of a show. I'll never watch it because I gotta catch up to it. Right? Like I gotta dedicate time. I don't know the players like I used to know the players in the NBA. Like,
I didn't either. Man, there's still teams, but I couldn't name 3 guys on it.
Yeah.
But as once they play my team, then I'll get to know them.
I don't even watch. I don't want to watch the Bulls though.
You don't want to watch the Bulls.
The Bulls are my team, and the Bucks are like my adopted team. But
they're not that hot right now.
But like, yeah, I'm not too keen on the Bucks since they did they got rid of Boone.
They got Doc Rivers.
They got Doc Rivers. Yeah. Like, I've been less interested in them, even though Giannis is still good. Mm-hmm. If I got free tickets, I'd go for sure.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
All right.
It's rough.